Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor in Paradise, a Canadian review, eh? We've got a lot to talk about here. The first episode of Bachelor in Paradise Canada, the inaugural episode. So get out your bug spray because clothes are coming off and so are the morals. We'll get right into it. As you guys know, I do the recaps here. I take notes, read them back to you. No edits. No jump cuts, just me, you, and since we've got a lot of new names and faces this season, if you don't watch the show, I think we can still have fun here, so just hang around. I'll get to their images, and we'll try to make this all kind of fit together. Most of the contestants are from the American version of The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise. We've got a fan favorite who is voted in from Canada that was never on the show, and then we have some Canadians that come to join the mix. I've got flannel on. That's with respect to my northern neighbors here, a little bit of flannel to make sure that you guys, this is my token of appreciation. This is my, big Tim Horton energy, if you will. All right, so let's get right into it. Do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. You'll get all the notifications for my channel. Much appreciated. Much to talk about. Let's dive right in. So, drink a Labatt Blue every time they mention Canadian bacon in the first 5 minutes, I think. Or is it Labatt Bleu? I guess it depends if you're in Montreal or not. Camp Paradise. It's essentially Bachelor in Paradise, but on a lake. I think this is a better setup. I don't know, there's something about a lake that there's like no rules when you're at camp, you know? You go there, you're reliving your youth, but with your adult muscles and a little bit more confidence, unless your name's Lisa. We'll get into it. Boy, they really classed up the beach here. They brought in the Bachelor day bed, the loungers. There's going to be a hot tub. They really did it up nice here. Jesse Jones is the host. Kevin Wendt, the bartender. More about them later. All right, let's begin. We get our first contestant arrives. It's Brendan Quinn. Scanzano, our good boy. Good friend, Brendan, my nephew here. He heads to the bar, and there's no one else there but the bartender. It's kind of like when your flight gets delayed, and you're like, I guess I'm going to drink at the bar now. So Brendan's like, all right, I'll drink at the bar and wait for people to show up. I think arriving first is the best because that's like the dog who pees on the fire hydrant first. You're there. This is my bar. You're camped out. You know what you're doing. You've been there for a minute. Ileana shows up from Matt's season of The Bachelor, and we are off. I mean, what are they like? All right, bring the blondes in. Is she a real blonde? It doesn't matter. Bring her in. We got the guy with the hair. She's got nice hair. They'll be perfect together. All right. Clearly, the show wants them to shack up. I wish I was in charge of who gets to come out, because they float them in on a pontoon boat. I mean, they're really making this about as Canadian as it could be. So anyway, they discuss what sort of bronzer they're using, and I'm like, I'm all about it. Talk about talk about your tanning techniques, your bronzer. Wait till your 30s, you're gonna have skin that looks like you're about 55. That's what it means to be from Canada, right? You get a nice tan until it's gone. I'm just guessing. I'm from Rhode Island. That's like Canada Light. Camille shows up, Bachelor in Paradise season 5, and Becca Kufrin's season of The Bachelor. I forget all these people. I don't remember who they are. Let's go to my little. Let's go here. We don't even have Camille on here. You'll see him. He's a good-looking guy. He looks like every dancer on Dancing with the Stars. Doesn't he look like? Brendan and Ileana are canoodling on the daybed, and then Camille crashes the party, and Brendan's probably like, "Come on, I just met the girl. We're hanging out, and now another good-looking guy shows up. Let the games begin." Ileana and Camille do the whole, oh, you're from New York game. It's the most annoying game ever, but if anyone's ever lived in New York and you meet someone else who's ever lived in New York, you're like, oh, I used to live in New York. You start talking about it like you both served in the Marines together, Oh, I was stationed 2 clicks north of Central Park on 140th Street. Oh, yeah, I did time during Hurricane Sandy. It's like, we get it. Who cares? And unfortunately for Brendan, you can't compete with the New York camaraderie. But just because they have the New York camaraderie doesn't mean they're going to be attracted to each other. Like, two New Yorkers can kind of butt heads sometimes. So anyway, Camille says he's from right outside New York City, and then he says he's from an hour north. It's like, bro, right outside New York City is a borough or White Plains or Newark. But if you're from Newark, you have to specify you're from Newark, okay? If you're from Jersey, it's only a bridge away, but it's so far away. You don't say you're right from outside New York. Listen, if you don't know New York City, everyone who lives in New York City judges other New Yorkers based on how far from the city they live. So if you're an hour from New York City, it's like, bro, do some time in Brooklyn and then talk to me. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. Lisa arrives from Ontario. Let's go to Lisa over here. I think this is Lisa. Yeah, so here's Lisa. This is her dating profile. You know me. I got to pull up people's dating profiles. Look at that bio. Got eliminated on The Bachelor and ended up here. That's one way to do it. All right, Lisa, we love you. She's from Ontario. She was on Chris's season of The Bachelor Canada. She's a professional cosplay artist. Let's hope she can cosplay some confidence. She wears platforms onto the beach, and she's ready to party. All right. She's got that, shorter lady energy. When you're a shorter lady, you got to find some skill sets to stay, because you're competing against the taller, it's hard to get a guy's attention out there. Put some heels on and go out there and party. When it comes to romance, Lisa says she's a 16-year-old boy. Well, that's one way to get the guys. Yeah, I'm like a 16-year-old boy, so this will be perfect at summer camp. We're just going to all, jerk off in our cabins together. All right, so I'm told. So says she can't take her shoes off because she'll lose all of her power and her height. It's like, listen, Lisa, you're 5 foot tall. 3-inch heels ain't going to make a difference at this point, especially when the heels are sinking into the sand like it's quicksand. All right. Angela shows up from Nick's season of The Bachelor. Now, don't mind me while I try to find everyone's... is this Angela? That looks like Angela. She's from Nick Vial's season. She also dated Clay on Bachelor in Paradise. Angela is what the boys would call trouble. Trouble means that's somebody who's going to stir up some drama with her eyebrows. She's got good eyebrow game, and she's bringing it to the beach in Canada. By all means, she's she seems like a nice, very, very charming, sweet person, but boy, can she take the hell out of a photo. Are you kidding me? Does that not pierce through the lens and just hit you in the forehead? All right. Brent, and I mean that with all due respect, in a good way. Brendan shows up. He played, let's see, go back here. Brendan shows up right here in the middle. He played for the CFL, that's the Canadian Football League, full-time yoga instructor. Let's see if he can harness his chi. Hopefully Nama stays around a few episodes. Angela is smitten. She says she wants a guy who can throw a punch if necessary. Boy, is that not the most New York thing you've ever heard? I want a guy who can throw a punch. You know what I mean? Not at me, unless I did something wrong, but, someone else. They do the guess my age game. Boy, this isn't a good idea. She's like, how old are you? He goes, guess my age. And she's like, 26, and he's like, 30. Okay, good. Women in their 30s love to play the guess my age game. But listen, guys, it's a trap. If a lady asks you to guess her age, just guess like 14. They just want you to guess young. How old do I look? You look 12. I mean, I shouldn't even be talking to you. Is Chris Hansen going to come out of here? Am I a predator now? Boy, you're barely 5 years old. Your skin looks like it hasn't even been born yet. Have your parents even procreated? You're so dang young. And the girl's like, oh my gosh, you don't think so? Put on your sunscreen. You're required to guess 5 years younger, and then act surprised when they say, no, I'm 31, and you go, oh, I couldn't tell. Of course you could tell. You know what a 31-year-old looks like. I'm 36. This is what you get. Chris shows up. I got a lot of lighting coming at me. I turn these lights off. I look like Quasimodo. I got a hunchback. All right, Chris shows up from Jasmine's season of Bachelorette Canada. Do we have Chris in here? We don't have Chris. You'll meet him. He calls himself a Renaissance man. They show a clip of him getting rejected. Oh boy. Just when you think your history doesn't catch up to you, they're like, all right, go to the archives. Oh, he went in for a kiss and got rejected. Yeah, put that in his package. He's got the man bun going on. He looks like he does magic at kids' birthday parties. Let's see if he can pull a rabbit out of someone's hat. Caitlin shows up from Colton's season. We've been tracking her for a long time. Colton knows what's up. She was caught in a Blake Horstman-like love triangle. Here's Caitlin bottom right. Let me see if I can find a better picture of Caitlin here. And Caitlin, is this Caitlin right here doing skinny arm? Looking good, Caitlin. She kind of looks like sort of like a Canadian Hannah Ann. Am I right with that one? She says there aren't a lot of men confident in her doing what she does. So she's basically saying men have a hard time keeping up with me. And ladies, a lot of times when you say men have a hard time keeping up with me, it's that men don't want to deal with whatever baggage you bring to the relationship. That's just it. That's just what it is. I don't know. She seems very sweet and nice. We'll get into that more in a minute. Jeremy shows up from Montreal. We have Jeremy. He's excited to party, to dance and eat late night poutine. Jeremy, we don't have a photo of him just yet. Anna arrives also from Montreal. Okay, good. I love Canada. You got a whole province that just speaks a different language. They're all kind of like, he's like, we want to dance and, eat disco fries, Love Montreal, one of my favorite cities. See you soon, Montreal. Kit and Stacy from Bachelor Canada arrive. Joey shows up from Medicine Hat, Alberta. We got friends in Medicine Hat. Shout out Natalie and Derek. Wearing a pink Speedo. So there's Joey right here in his pink Speedo. You can see his full Canadian healthcare system happening right there. Looking very nice in his Speedo. But I tell you what, though, he looked really good when they were showing him in slow motion. And then the second that they go back to normal speed, doesn't look as good. Everyone looks better in slow motion is my point. Anyway, he's like the Kenny of Canada right? He's chiseled. He's a ranch hand, I guess. He's a farm boy. We'll see if he can till some land. All right. Moving on. Alice arrives. Alice. Who the F is Alice? It's a song. Alice is there. Alice arrives, chosen by Canada to attend Camp Paradise. Stilettos on the beach. She rocks it. So she was voted in, which is a lot of pressure to be voted in. Let's see if she can. We'll see if she can rise to the occasion. I'm sure these boys will if she does things right. Brendan is bringing his A game with Ileana. So you can tell when a buddy. Okay, so we got Brendan, right? Brendan Scanzano, big hair Brendan, and then we got green-eyed Brendan, right? Two different Brendans. Brent, you always know when your buddy's pitching his A game, with somebody. So he's throwing out the good lines. He's talking about, you like my tattoos, you this. He's got it all going. It's like I do stand-up comedy, right? When you have a good show, you need to do your A material. You need to really impress people. You need to be on. You need to be tight. You need to hit all the lines, the punches. That's exactly what Brendan's doing. He's throwing his A game out there. And good for him. I mean, Ileana's got it going on. They're a good match. He said he's got tunnel vision at this point. Yeah, you could have a guy like literally on fire running around being like, save me. And he would just be looking at Ileana like, so you want to get some dessert after this? I love it. Keep that tunnel vision. So we have 8 ladies, 6 men. Rose ceremony means 2 women will go home. But then, of course, another lady shows up. So I actually think 3 women are going home. And then the next episode, if they follow the same Bachelor in Paradise rules that we have in the States, we will have the women doing the picking, and then they'll have all the power. But right now, these men hold all the power. Chris says Lisa needs to calm down. She's the short one. Lisa's crying. So we got Lisa crying already. She's afraid of what's to come, blindsiding and whatnot. She gets drunk, loses her mind, cries at the bar, and hey, fellas, we call this baggage. Anxiety is a fear of something that hasn't happened yet. All right, so if you're anxious about something, you're afraid of what may come. So she's ruminating in her own anxiety, and a couple of drinks, and also all these beautiful people. I get it. I totally get it. Either way, you got to hide that as much as possible because there's nothing attractive about it. Caitlin says she's crying over things that haven't even happened yet. Absolutely, Caitlin, you nailed it. Lisa face plants while giving a in the moment. So they're talking to camera. I don't know what happened. Maybe she leaned on her stool and it fell into the sand. Who knows? She just falls over, and this is why you need GoPros all over the place because there was no security footage of her falling. You just see her kind of fall like Humpty Dumpty right off the thing. And it would have been very nice to see her just kind of like picking the sand out of her hair afterwards. Brendan takes Ileana to the daybed. Oh boy, they're going to the daybed. This time it's at night. Here we go. Oh, Canada. Lit by romantic lighting. They're holding hands. Bro, you got this. Ileana says she's never met a man so open about his feelings. She says, you don't expect to make a connection the first day. Bro, if a lady's talking about not expecting to make a connection on the first day, that daybed is about to get some nighttime action. Your boy did it. I like to invest in the guys that are going to go to business, and Brendan's going to business right there. He's got his shoes on still. He didn't have time to take his shoes off. They got denim on denim. Knees are rubbing like they're a couple of grasshoppers in heat. They got the hands on the back of the head. She's feeling off the jawline. Things are doing just fine in the Brendan Ileana world. By the way, no mosquitoes. I haven't seen any mosquitoes. What are they doing to spray the area? No, I'm shocked. A lakefront beach in the summer in Canada, you'd think they'd be swarming with mosquitoes. Anyway, the next morning, Vay shows up. Let's see if we can find Vay. That's not Vay. Is this Vay? Holy Vay. Vay looks kind of like a Caitlin Bristow, actually a younger Caitlin Bristow, right? That's what Vay looks like. Vay shows up, real estate agent from Toronto. Apparently, her and Caitlin work together and don't like each other. But as we find out, it's more that Caitlin doesn't like her. Vay has a date card. She asked Camille on a date. And of course, Caitlin liked Camille. So here's the whole thing. Camille's like the hot single guy that's still around. So all the other guys are happy that the hot dude's out of the house. They go on a cheesy golf date. They suck at golfing. He tries to teach her how to golf and he's teaching her wrong. I'm like, bro, you're just totally messing this up. They kiss early on. It's like a truth or dare. If they can hit the ball near the kiss sign, they kiss. The hand job sign's around the corner. He's like, just hook it to the hand job sign. You know what I mean? I didn't see that one. A boy can dream. Camille asks Vay what her bad beef is with Caitlin. She says she doesn't know why Caitlin doesn't like her. Anyway, then we cut back to cabin 24. So I don't have a photo of this, but cabin 24 is Ileana, Caitlin, and Angela. Okay? So we have Caitlin in the bottom right. We have Angela, and then we have Ileana, which is, wherever she is. I had a photo of her somewhere. She's gone. There she is, Ileana. So this is a this is a who's who of camp. I mean, Camp 24 is bringing the heat. This camp's ready to go. Brendan is jacked with green eyes. We go back to Brendan here. Sorry, we're jumping all around, but this is just how the season goes. He kisses Stacy on the dock. I'm a little surprised by that. They get the dock, beanbag chairs. Meanwhile, Cabin 24 is watching. The girls in Cabin 24 are all like the prettiest girls from their hometowns, and they're watching Brendan, green-eyed Brendan, make out with someone else. And she's like, okay, well, that's not the plan. The plan was for me to get him. Angela obviously wanted him. She's surprised they made out. And you're always surprised when you think that the guy could do better. That's why she was surprised. She was like, really? I thought you wanted me, not you wanted her. You start to judge the guy. Hey, he's testing out the options. It's Bachelor in Paradise. Angela says, I have to stay confident in myself. I mean, yeah, Angela, you should stay. Listen, Angela, you should stay confident in yourself. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be all right. If Angela gets sent home, then I'm declaring war on Canada. Don't do this to us, all right? It's been a tough year in the States, okay? We got we're having a rough go of it. Don't do this. Don't ship Angela back. We sent her over there with goodwill so she can bump some Harrisons. All right. Chris makes his move on Caitlyn. So this is where it gets weird. Chris, the ponytail magician, he makes his move on Caitlyn. And there isn't a world outside of this exact moment where Caitlyn would have made out with Chris. It just wouldn't have happened. She needs a rose, right? She wanted Camille. Camille's with Vay. Caitlyn needs a rose. By the way, can somebody hit the like button for me for even remembering all these names already? This is ridiculous. So anyway, I need you guys to like, comment, share, do all you can with your Canadian friends. I don't know what you do up there. Bring it to your CFL games. Put it on your Jumbotron, your Maple Leaf, your hockey, whatever you need to do up there. Get this word out so we can continue doing these. So yeah, they're just like rambling. Every guy's been there when you don't know when to kiss the girl. If you don't know when to kiss the girl, it's probably not time to kiss the girl. That's all I have to say. If the moment doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. So they're rambling. He's making extra eye contact with her. She's laughing at him like, he finally goes in for the kiss. They do a sunset kiss. They kiss. I'm surprised at his confidence that he can pull that off. And then he's like, yeah, the kiss was great. And then Caitlyn cuts to her and she goes, it was forced and unnatural. Yikes. Hey, but she needs that rose. Mama's got to eat. Caitlyn tells Ileana that she kissed Chris. Ileana's like, what? Which means Ileana's like, really? I'm surprised that you settled. Caitlyn is so kind. She refuses to bash Chris, but you can tell she is disgusted. Yeah, I mean, Ileana, Caitlyn, these ladies are in their 20s. Women, you don't usually settle till you hit 32, right? I'm kidding. It's my fiance. Okay. Brendan is done making out with Stacy on the dock. Now he's with Angela canoodling on the, this is green-eyed Brendan, canoodling on the benches near the campfire. Classic hookup spot. If you're canoodling on a bench by a campfire, you sealed the deal. It's all set. It's all semantics at this point. You've already bought the car. You're just waiting for the finance to come through. How do I think these things up? I don't know. Angela lays it all out. She says, hey, if I had a date card, I would have asked you. They make out. Brendan M. is in high demand. Here's the deal. If your name's Brendan, you did really well on episode 1 of Bachelor in Paradise. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I don't always react to the coming up part of the show because there's always some spoilers and things like this. But all I have to say is any couple that feels safe already, they're just going to bring in another hot person to, stir the pot. So I'm excited to watch how this all goes down. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye, everybody.